Some of the hardest lessons in life don't come with a warning. You only realize how deep they cut when it's already done. When a person's gone, when a chance has passed, or when the burnout finally hits. These are the ones that have stuck with me and changed how I move in life. The first one I want to talk about is how not every opportunity comes twice. There were chances I've let pass out of fear, ego, or just overthinking. And sometimes it's silly things, like as a kid my dad would ask me to go somewhere with him and I'd say no because I'd be moody. But then once the chance had gone, I'd wish I would have said yes. Sometimes you don't get that second shot. That stings more than the regret from trying, especially in relationships. If you like that girl, message her because it will hurt more long term wondering what if than the rejection ever will. If it feels right and it scares you a little, that's probably a sign to go for it. I've been a victim of this so many times and I've spoke about it before. Whenever I'm about to do something big in life, I always get a warm sensation in my upper chest and stomach, a sense of fear and doom. I had it when I started this channel, I had it when I went for job interviews, and I get it often. But I've had to realize that normally it turns out to be a good thing from doing these things that I was so worried about, and that's helped me cope with it and manage it more. The next lesson I want to talk about is how saying yes to everyone will burn you out eventually. I used to think being available all the time made me a good person. I was told growing up to say yes to every opportunity in life. This can be good advice, don't get me wrong, but be careful not to become a yes man. Pick what you say yes to. How does it benefit you? Does it give you good experiences? Does it develop you new skills? Make you money? Saying yes to everything can burn the candle out at both ends, as I did. It left me drained and feeling tired and unseen. Boundaries aren't rude of people, they're survival. Pick what you say yes to and ensure that you benefit from it in some way, and ensure that you have the capacity to do it. Next lesson I want to talk about is how you can love the wrong person really deeply. Just because it felt real doesn't mean that it was right. I've actually made a video on this, so I'll leave a link on screen now. But I want to quickly talk about it here because I think it's important too. Sometimes we get love confused with compatibility. We think just because we have feelings for someone means that things should work out, but this isn't always the way. Immaturity can get in the way, circumstance and emotional unavailability. Love doesn't fix these things, and walking away doesn't mean that you didn't care, it means you finally did, for yourself. In the video I talk about how you should recognize your own self-worth, and know that sometimes walking away and putting it behind you is beneficial for your mental well-being later on. The next lesson I want to talk about is how overworking isn't the same as progress. I thought burning out meant that I was committed. I was such a routine-based person, always keeping to my set structures. This meant I'd work no matter if I was ill, tired, or even if I had plans. I'd always stick to my routine even if it wasn't beneficial to. This left me feeling really burnt out. So what I've learned from this is to have flex in my routine and adapt my day accordingly so I'm not cramming too much in at once. Also, having more rest days is important as it helps my creative flow for making videos. You've got to recognize that being tired doesn't always mean you're doing the right thing. Sometimes you're just avoiding something deeper. You shouldn't be feeling constantly drained by what you're doing, because you should be doing something that you love, and if you don't feel that way then you should look at why you don't. I did the same with my job. I got so burnt out to the point I realized I need a 180 career change. It's normal to have this, but identifying it and dealing with it is the key here. Real progress feels lighter, not heavier. If you're watching now and juggling work and other projects, or just work is busy, I guarantee that you felt this weight and that kind of heaviness with all your tasks weighing down on you. But this goes back to what I just said. You've got to strip it back to the basics and see whether you can enjoy the process, and only then you'll know something's right for you long term. This is something I learnt the hard way at my old job. Next thing I want to talk about is how people leave even when you do the right things. And this hurts when you fully show up and it still ends. This one's a real one and I've been through it and it sucks. But learning to take this experience as a lesson learned, turning it from a negative to a positive, is such a good lesson to learn. It definitely took me a while to learn that their leaving says more about their own path than it does my own worth. People are on different paths and you can't follow your mates forever, and it's really important to know that just because people are on their own paths doesn't mean that your worth is any less to them or to anyone else. Not everyone you lose is a loss. Some people are just meant to leave our lives at certain points, and that's okay. Often it's beneficial when you have certain friends that are bad influences leave your life and you don't see them as often. It's good to know that not everyone who goes in your life is a bad thing, as sometimes the timing couldn't have been better. The next thing I want to talk about is how you don't heal by avoiding the pain. So I want to tell you a personal story. It's about when I crashed my car. I had a 1992 MX-5 and I completely wrote it off by accident. I wasn't driving relatively quick either. I was doing below the speed limit. I just remember getting out of the car hoping I'd wake up from this dream that I was in, and I really tried this too. It felt unreal, like it was fake, and I distracted myself, joked through it and stayed busy. It worked until it didn't. One day it caught up with me all at once and I realized what I'd done. I felt like the world's biggest idiot and I had lots of dark thoughts. The only way out of this was to face it and go through it. And that links back to the start of this video, how working your way through builds undeniable character. The last thing I want to talk about is how confidence has to come from you in life, and this is a really important lesson to learn. I spent a lot of time trying to earn confidence through validation, numbers and relationships, but I think it's important to build confidence through trial and error and to never be afraid to try in life, because you'll never get it right first time 100%. The truth is you have to build it yourself when no one's watching, and this can be tough. For example, I recently uploaded a video that only got 9 views, but I pushed on and uploaded another one, and that one ended up getting 1,000 views as of now, and it's my best one yet. So if I would have given up at that 9 views video, just look what I'd have missed out on. And it starts with how you speak to yourself when things go wrong, turning negatives into positives, like when relationships don't work out, or when you stay optimistic about a video even though its initial performance in its release isn't great. Stick with it. These lessons didn't come gently, they came through mistakes, heartbreak and growing pains, but they shaped me, and maybe if you're hearing this, you'll learn a few things from them too. It's not about having it all figured out, it's about learning as you go, and giving yourself time along the way. If you guys have enjoyed this video, then let me know by hitting the like button and subscribe so you don't miss out on more of my videos. With that being said guys, it's been Jxey, stay awesome.